Oh yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, good evening, good after lunch, good whatever time it is, wherever you are. Welcome back to Humanitarian Chronicles, the home of humanitarian stories, the stories of emergency responders and all those who are doing charity work in different places, sacrificing part of their life to be able to help other people. My name is Rasta Doc, Dr. David Wasamla, Dr. David Wasamla, Deadlock, Dr. Deadlock Doc, or Rasta Doc Silver Fox. One day I might tell you, maybe not. Today we have a special guest, but before we talk about that, let's remind you what Broken Souls is about, what Humanitarian Chronicles is about. www.humanitarianchronicles.com is the website. You can go on there, log on there and check what we do. We are basically building a network of broken souls. Who are broken souls? I am broken soul number moja. I am the OG broken soul, the brokenness of broken souls. Yako iko number 2, 3. Yangu ni mbaya. Anyway, I'm not proud, but I accept. Yes, so broken souls. Who are broken souls? These are basically people who've come back from missions, come back from the things they do on a daily basis and come back broken because trauma is real. Trauma is a day-to-day activity. Day-to-day thing, it's a problem, it's an issue. We are struggling a lot nowadays, and every single day there's something new happening that is going to push you down, push you harder, push you into the corner and make you want to fight back. So broken souls are basically anybody who has a mental issue, mental issue meaning stress, extreme stress, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, or traumas that have bothered them for some time, or traumas that are triggered by issues. That's a broken soul. A broken soul is basically anybody who's struggling with any traumatic situation, any traumatic issue that is bothering them, bothering their family, and basically causing them a struggle in life. That's basically everybody. Everybody has something they're struggling with. Let us be honest. Some of us cope better, some of us cope worse, some of us have better coping mechanisms, some of us don't have any coping mechanisms, some of us have negative coping mechanisms. That's what Broken Souls does. We come together, we bring ourselves together, we prop each other up, we support each other, we fight together, because when you're alone it's harder. When you're with other people it gets a bit easier. When you share, you care, or we care for you. So hata kama tuwezi kusaidia atakwambia sasa tudu, si utadu, tutadu, because we need to support each other. And of course we are setting up the network not just for the broken souls to come together, but also to be able to have a team of psychologists, psychiatrists, mental health specialists, counselors, therapists, and even spiritual leaders who are able to pray for you if that's what helps you get through your trauma and your stress and your issues. But the counselors will be there on standby after we've spoken together as a group, as a team, and then we figure that with you that you need a bit of more specialized expert help. We'll refer you, or we will self-refer to this team of specialists, and already we have a number of them who are pro bono. So if you're willing to support this cause, please let us know. If you look at the QR code, you're able to scan that and get all the details that will help you get access to us. There's the website, there's the WhatsApp number, there's the podcast itself, this one, Humanitarian Chronicles on YouTube, and other things that you can be able to see, including maujinga zetu za TikTok na Instagram. Si mjinga peke yangu, na wengine wako hapa. I will not point. Huyo pia ni mmoja wetu. Anyway, then of course we'll be helping family members and communities so that we can reintegrate. When people come back from the field, come back from mission, come back from a traumatic situation, they need to be supported. Unfortunately, those who we come back to sometimes don't understand. They don't understand what we are going through. They don't understand what we are feeling. Even we don't understand, so we can't explain, and then it causes rifts. So we want to make sure that everybody is aware how to receive back a broken soul to be able to support them. And by the way, even as you receive us back, you might be a broken soul next. Then we need to know how to support you on the reverse and be able to support your healing process. So leo tuko na guest mwecheche. Amjui kama mlikuwa mnajua. Tumeona Kagwiria, tumeona Trixie, tumeona Loro, tumeona watu wengine. Now we are about to watch and listen to a very very inspiring lady. Ndio ni mrembo, that one I know. Msikuwe jealous, tuko naye hapa. Shauri yenu. Neni mtafute wenu ama mumtafute, mkuje Nyeri, anakuanga Nyeri. Hapa ni Turkana by the way. If you don't know, hii ikae Nyeri sana. Si ndio hii jua inakaa tu imeiva. Hii ni jua ya Turkana. We are in Turkana right now. Just so you know, we are with Kagwiria Murungi, #Kagwiria Murungi Rides. So ndio demu wetu wa Kagwiria wa Turkana ametusaidia sana, anasaidia sana watu Turkana hapa. So we came to visit her and we are talking to Ems because Ems was part of the whole beginning of Kagwiria's story, Kagwiria's walk, Kagwiria's ride, as she set up this library in Turkana, the Turkana Community Library. So Ems will tell us a bit more, but as we start, we would like Ems to tell us, who are you? Karibu sana. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you very much. I think I begin where most of us always begin. I am with my name. I'm Emily.
See names?
No, see.
Mbona usemi my names are? Wakenya?
Nitasoma kama Mkikuyu. It's good. I'm trying here. Unajua. Anyway, my name is Emily Wairimo Mwagi, and I actually was born in Nanyuki, not Nyeri, and born and raised. However, we did move to Nyeri because my mom needed to go back and work there. And personally, I am a mother of two, and I do way too many things. I like the part about I am a mother of two because I got my children quite early. Not everyone makes the right decision. So that's a proud statement. And I am a librarian by choice. It chose me rather than me choosing it as a profession. So I have done many other things that would have guided me in a different direction. However, I am a librarian by choice, and not just a library. I mean, I go beyond what I do into the communities all around Kenya, and I have traveled the vastness of this great country. I am an adventurer at heart. It should have been my middle name. So apart from being an adventurer, I am a rider, which came a little bit late in life. But I guess when you start doing adventure, you end up doing a lot more with what you adventure with. I guess in a nutshell, that would simply describe me in the simplest terms possible. Yes.
So how do you spell M's? Because mimi inakuanga na shida ya kizungumkuti, kizungu.
How do you spell M's?
Is it EMS or is it the M, capital M, S, how many M, Simingi, M?
Well, I don't even know where that nickname came from. It has always been niche. But I like M's. M's makes it seem a little bit more grown up, kinda. But I would spell it with an E, M, XXXLYHS.
Well, mmesikia mkifanya hashtag msendike mingi atizo ni capital and ni multiple M's atindi sasa na jina lake. Thank you so much for being on the show. A lot has been heard about you, a lot has been said about you, but we need to just hear from you a bit more. What's your 8 to 5? You wake up in the morning, not 5, I'm sure you wake up at like 4 in the morning. How is your day? Just take us through your day.
Well, I have just recently moved into my own place. Ooh. So the first thing I do is keep quiet. I know that's not how everybody starts, but I like to listen to the sounds of the morning. The birds in the trees. I have a strange cricket that is killing the vibe, but yeah. So I like to hear. I like to hear the world around me. I guess it kind of gives me peace, regardless of how any situation has been. And then, of course, I will read a book for like the next 1 hour while pretending to be asleep and probably get a little bit online. But I do wake up to read a lot of children's books. I guess in the morning I'll have finished 20 before I leave that house. Ooh, wow, okay. It's an addiction. I don't know where it came from, but it is an addiction. And then I will go and I will be having classes with children the whole day. But I think it's what we do that makes my life fun, because I'll be reading a story, doing art, and along the day somewhere we'll be doing other things because we have partners that we work with. So I'll be handling another project or two by the time I get home.
Wow. You talked about children. Say to you, but also, yes. Tell us more about the children. What do you do with the children? Is there a specific category of children or any that come to you, or do you have a diverse kind of groups you work with?
Well, I work with children who are just at the point of knowing how to learn. So I don't know, something calls to me about them. It's but within my normal day, it will be children from PP1 all the way to high school. Yes. Okay. Are any of them kind of special needs children? Yes, I have a class which comes to me which has about 28 children who are special needs. It wasn't the easiest class to handle. I've had to learn how to handle them over the last 2 years, but I don't regret that. It's fun seeing I think somehow walking in the shoes of the parent, and seeing what that child sees it makes it very special. So I've had to learn, but I really appreciate those kids a lot.
Oof, that's amazing. Sio kazi rahisi, by the way. It's not a very easy job to do, and children are just children. They always come with surprises every time, and then not that it gets worse, but it gets more complicated and difficult when the children with special needs. So there's a special place in the heart that I believe somebody must have to be able to work with such kind of children. You do amazing work. I saw one time you put a post on Facebook about this. I think it was a young boy. You were going for a wedding or something, and he stopped you and he made sure you come, and he came and listened to him as he was reading. He's
in grade 3 right now, so he really was feeling. We have a community outreach that we do, so we give them 5 books each, and he's been practicing. So he wanted me to hear he has, and in a big man's voice, he will tell me, Ebu, teacher, listen, I have known how to read English and I am grade 3.
Wow.
I don't judge, I sit and listen because I struggled with it myself. And I think it takes a listening adult to make the world a better place for any child. So when those moments come, and they don't just come for him, I have stopped by the roadside so many times. I just don't put it up as much, but I have stopped, especially when I'm going with my bicycle, because I have to be a bit slower. Along the line home, I have kids who will even know, now they know, and they'll tell me, leo umetuletea nini? What story are we reading? And we started it as a joke, like, what are you? They saw me on the bicycle and with holding a book, and they were like, hiyo ni kitabu, that's it, that's all I needed.
Oh wow.
Yes.
And that grew into this whole major activity you're doing across the country. Yeah,
I do it in matatus, I do it in the hotels, I do it. It is, for me, that is passion. It is what you will do even with your eyes closed, because I believe stories change people's lives if they are told well, that is.
Wow. Today, hearing it from her heart to your heart. Ems is a humanitarian. She'll tell us more about that because the moment you're touching human lives, you become a humanitarian. People think it's just big jobs we do, some people in the UN, international NGOs, whatever NGOs and stuff like that. No, it's anybody who is touching humanity, touching lives, changing lives, making a difference. That's a humanitarian for me. I'm a very simple person in terms of how I view things, and that's how I view it, because you're doing an amazing job. Tell us about measles and stammering, because I got measles as a kid and I had a stammer for so long. My speech had to be faster for me to stumble over my stammering, so to speak. So some people tell me, hey, punguza speed, but ongea sana. It's because of that. So there's something, you have a story about it. Tell us a bit about it if you can.
I know this is my mother who told me that when I got measles, I was a little bit older, so I kind of regressed. And oh my goodness, primary school was a nightmare when you have a stammer, but on top of it you have a lisp. So it still comes back, especially when I am nervous. But believe it or not, it is a book which took me out of that problem.
Oh, really?
Yes, I had to read aloud Nancy Drew series to my siblings.
Oh, to your siblings?
Yes.
Well,
my mother is a teacher, and I respect her for finding the one method that really worked. But then I think along the line, the adventure got into my head. I became it. So I didn't realize when it started correcting itself. It still comes back, and sometimes I will lose it, but and it's not as bad. And it kind of makes you eloquent because you have to try harder. Yes. Yes.
You become suddenly an American.
You start becoming an American, even in your pronunciations, but it's okay. Storytelling.
Ems anaitwaga from recent times, sorry for the stories. Naja kuraim? Anyway, yeah, so Ems, you tell stories and you have a unique way of telling them. You read stories, you have a unique way of reading stories. And in the process of telling the stories, reading the stories, you motivate, you inspire. I watched you at Lord of Girls yesterday, and I've seen you on Facebook. I've watched some of the videos talking to the children, but seeing you live as you're doing it, it's not AI, you know. Well, it's AI, by the way. Najua nakaa mrembo kwa hii video, ni simu ndio poa. Tunashoot na simu. We, watu usema ngoja kwanza. We, nyi usema ati nataka kubai kamera, nataka kubai sijui nini equipment. Hapana, anza pali huko. Wacha kujichocha tu utakubai unabai no umesota kama mimi. Tumia simu. Let's get a nice phone, a nice-ish phone that can record well and use that for the time being. When things get better for you, you can then buy your equipment, buy your camera. Uliza Ems tulienda kwake. Tulienda kwa Ems ati tumefika kumtembelea, Ems pika chai. Sema chai ni sisi. No, si ati ni mchoyo sana. It's because Ems's house basically is a library. And she had just collected stuff from well-wishers. You'll learn about AFK just after this. Because Jimmy alituambia, Jimmy told me about your storytelling progress. Ni kama sikujui. And he was like, yo, you need to just meet her one day as she's telling her stories. And I did yesterday. It's amazing. It's amazing because there's just something in how you do it. Something unique in how you do it. We can basically feel the passion. We can sense the passion of what you do. We can basically relate with you at that level of how you're saying it. And I'm pretty sure that's why children love how you tell stories, because you are able to bring yourself to a level where you are speaking their language at that moment with their voice and they hear you, and you speak to slightly older adults or children and they can relate at that level because of something in how you tell stories. So briefly, what got you into storytelling other than the fact that you're reading Nancy Drew to your siblings because your mother made you after you were paralyzed for a year?
Well, it took me, I might not know the exact time, but I know I struggled with reading for quite a while. I think until around grade 6, or maybe I was 6, I'm not sure. But I was quite old because I can remember the other kids making fun of me.
Oh no.
Yeah, including one teacher, I shall not mention, who said I cannot spell the word run. I'm saying it, run. Now.
Alikuwa mode wa nini? Mode wa maths?
Hapana, uzuri si wa maths, lakini kazi yake ni strangely inaguza madhafu mingi sana.
Si unaona?
Si unaona?
Mode wa maths. Mlisema tu
ni mbali. Ilikuwa mbele ya parade na watoto 300.
Akino.
Oh yes. Broken souls. Anyway, I almost hated English.
Yuko wapi saizi?
He's a big man somewhere. But he was young.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
So what got me into storytelling was really my grandmother. She used to love to tell stories, and I am named after her. But for me, it didn't become a reality until my marriage started breaking apart. And somehow, when I found stories, you know, this, I don't just tell a story. A story has to speak to me first. And it is the golden rule of storytelling. If you're going to tell a story and it has not inspired you or touched you, shananai. Now, for me, it spoke to me before I could speak it to others. And in the process, I healed. I should have been more dramatic about a breakup. It's not easy when it's been 17 years. But it's the story started to speak to me in a way nobody else could. I think I needed to hear the voice, but I needed to hear me speaking it out loud. It's the same thing with what you do with affirmations. But just like the story yesterday, I have to first tell myself I am enough before I can tell others that they are enough and they believe they are enough.
Wow. Well, if your cup is empty, what are you using to fill other people's cups? So in short, before you tell people they're enough, be enough yourself.
Yeah.
Trust yourself. Be able to accept yourself as you are and love. You said love yourself before you love other people, didn't you?
Yes, actually, because Kenya is 80% Christian, the Bible first says that you cannot love your neighbors until you love yourself. And most people don't have love for themselves. It's really hard to love yourself when there's so much out there telling you actually not to. I don't know why, from the things that we watch on TV to what we are reading in the newspapers to the celebrities we follow. Instead, I like to say, come back home. Home is you. And the moment you realize that you are not replaceable, I don't know if that's the correct statement, then you will understand that loving yourself becomes a very important part of who you are, and it takes time.
It's true. We have to work on it day by day.
Yes.
Step by step.
Juu for
Walk
some
by
reason
walk.
binadamu wanatafutanga makosa.
Yes, 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 yes.
My fingers are too short.
My hair is too long.
Yes.
So, AFK, I mentioned Jimmy. Jimmy is president of AFK in Kenya.
Yes.
Jimmy,
President of the entire organization.
Yes. Jimmy has so much regard for M's that when I met him, half of the conversation was about M's. And I was meeting him to piga story yangu. Yeah, piga stories about them. So there's a reason why Jimmy says that. And he mentioned about a cubicle you used to live at some point a few years ago. Then now you have a whole house. Tupeleke hiyo jani kidogo. And then AFK, who is AFK to you? What do you do with them? And yeah.
I don't know if I should start it as my journey for books. When I moved out of home, I carried a few things, a few possessions, but amongst them was about 10 books. My books will always go with me. Oh my goodness. Anyway, they keep your head in good space. So when I started the library, it was in my house. And it was in one of the bedrooms, a small space, and I'd been gathering books from everywhere. Ukitupa kitabu nje nachukua, madhi anaripea zile anapewa ananipe. So it became a thing. And then 1,000 emails later, because I was like, let me just try and talk to someone out there. Maybe they listen and give me books, because suddenly the neighborhood kids seem to want to come to my house to read. So I wrote, and AFK, Wayne responded. Thank you, Wayne. So he was like, I'm going to give you the first 7 boxes. We are just about to close the container.
Oh, wow.
I have never felt such deep emotion, like someone is literally going to give me a book for why. So when they arrived in Kenya, and I was told, your pickup is coming with your 7 boxes, it became a celebration in the neighborhood. 7 boxes of, have you seen 7 boxes of, in that color? So we picked it up from there. The neighborhood kids would come and to my house. It started becoming a problem because we were in a plot ile ya kushare. Watu wakaanza kusema watoto wataiba vitu zao, and I actually got the point because most of our children were from the ghetto. So we moved to a house with its own compound, and it exploded to over 200 children.
Wow.
Until it should be a good thing, but somehow the peace left. You have to sacrifice one thing for the other. So I've handled children like that, and then the house was sold. We moved to another location. I had to start afresh, and then again we moved to a different location, and I had to start afresh. So we have moved from being in a very small space to being in the space we are now, and thank God for donors. We are actually looking this year towards building a library. Wow. But we did not build it in Nyeri town. We chose Chaka, which is Kieni, and it's also considered an ASAL region. And the unique thing about that is that we will be the only other library between Nyeri and Nanyuki.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so we want it to touch lives, but I don't want it to just be a building. My prayer has always been, let wherever our feet stand, that it brings up a blessing for someone else. We won't live forever, but we can leave a legacy behind.
That's true. That's true. Someone can pick it up and go with it and continue the dream that you started.
Yeah, but what AFK has done for us, they've walked the journey of my life. I think they are part of the other group which has seen my life in all its colorful colorful things. So even when they do send us books, they have understood what Emily needs, especially when it comes to storytelling. And not just that, I have a few friends in AFK, very good friends, who've also held my hand. And that doesn't come easy because we are Kenyan. We are always like, ni pesa nakupe, hapana. There is something called friendship. Please treasure it. It's a beautiful thing when taken well.
So AFK is American Friends of Kenya?
Yes, American Friends of Kenya.
Have you met them? Have they met you? Have they been here? Have you been there?
Yes, I went to the US. It's been 9 years now. Hata Facebook ilinikumbusha leo asubuhi.
Oh, wow.
My first time to enter a plane. And I went in and came back out. Then I went back in. The lady asked me, nini mbaya? I was like, I wanted to feel that experience again. So
Ukwangi poa by the way. Akwangi poa.
nani I say guys, ukipata ile opportunity umekuwa unaiombea, make sure you savor the moment. Why would I be chilled about it? Ingia, toka ndani, ingia endo kiguza viti hivi. Oh my god. Alafu useme na utext wase back home useme
Ni mimi,
I am here. Yani savor the small wins. It's not kuringa, but yes, I went. I arrived to very cold weather. I had not anticipated that.
Was it winter? Or
no, it
autumn?
was just after winter. It was that
so
period in between that doesn't know itself. But Mimi, the person I met at the other end has been my friend for the longest time. Anaitwa Audra Zimmerman. She met me with a coffee of Duncan's coffee. Oh my goodness, that was the hottest thing. Again, with the appreciation. I drank that Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not selling the brand, but that was the coffee that met me at the Boston airport.
Umeenda airport gani? Tulikuwa na David jana ako hapa, ako KAA, is Kenya Airports Authority, is a lead here in Lodwar. And he told an inspiring story. David, we'll come to you soon. Ukuje tuambie story yako. We talked about coffee. On that note, si tukuserve ka coffee hapa tuone kama ipe kama Dunkin' Donuts, na kama si hiyo shauri yako, because let's see how this goes. Hii imepikwa na somebody quite short. So I hope coffee itakuwa short kama yeye. Anaitwa Kimani Kamau. Some doctors should not be allowed to be around people.
To make coffee.
Yes, to make coffee. So uko na magic mug na mimi yako ni ya kawaida.
Oh wow. Ooh, that's cool. Oh wow. Okay.
Wewe umeona? Hivi ndivyo kunaendanga.
Walai, okay.
Yes.
At of sounding like
Sema tu.
Yani you mean there are cups that can change color like this way? Oh, wacha guy. Mse, ikiwa nikukatia ningeingia box.
Kuna box pale. Thank you. Hiyo ni compliment we. Kama mko jealous mchukue magic mug zenyu muingize watu box nazo. Now you see the secret. Ni magic mug.
Wow. Okay.
Little did you know that. But wacha nikwambie story ya magic mug. I used to do a charity thing called Check Up to Aishi many years ago, around 2011, 2010 hapo. So I was doing magic mugs. Nikaenda pale Boma, Red Cross, and I was talking to the HR person, telling what I do, if they can support whichever way, the venue for comedy stuff, because I was doing comedy and creating awareness on neonatal mortality and morbidity. So I took one mug like this. So waiter alikuja kaleta kaweka. She did it in a way. Alitoka mbio. Azutasema ametoka county gani, but kuna uchawi mingi huko. And she was screaming, yani uchawi. Kina nabirika kimya. So yes, si uchawi. So wewe ni mtu wa Nduthi, sisi ni watu wa Nduthi. Kagwiria, you met Kagwiria how? Facebook, on a bike?
Facebook, and it was through Joe. Joseph,
yes.
I was curious because I needed someone else who rides a bike who is almost my age. But I was so surprised when she said she's in her 40s. I was like, wee, finally, the good Lord says. Unajua. Anyway, it was good to have an anchor. You know, there you can say, ata mam, sio mimi tu napeleka bike. Kagwiria yuko.
Na mama ya Kagwiria kwa
na mama rider number 1. Yes, so it gave me the psych, but I keep saying the final, inaitangwa aje, the straw that broke the camel's back was West Pokot. Because yenye hiyo place ilitutesa guy. Si kunyeshe. Kitu 19 hours. And then Kolo akasema nilishika key. I decided it's time, guys. It's time this one stops saying she's a rider when she really doesn't even know how to start a bike. And then I found myself practicing. And there I am. By the way, I can stand, I can do all that.
Nice.
Looks so cool. Anyway, I don't do riding because it's cool. I do riding because it gets me where I need to go. Because most of the people that we serve are underserved communities, and you can't access with a vehicle unless it's my dream car, which is a Jimny. But you all know
Dream itakuja. Anakaa pia. So Kagwiria ujue, we've told you this many times. Kagwiria, we've inspired many. Myself got inspired to now getting my own bike. I have been riding since kitambo. 2005. Nilikuwa Moyale na Yamaha fulani hapo, I think on 75 ya hospitali. So I told them, Mr. Kigari, nipeni bike. So I learned how to ride a bike then, and I've been riding since then. But then I stopped. Going back to Nairobi, humanitarian work, I didn't ride until now. Juzi after meeting Kagwiria, I'm like, you know what, by the way, hata mimi ni son of a woman, not woman driver. Anyway, so she inspired me. I got my own helmet first of all, and then nikachukua bike. So sasa niko na bike. Najua ni electric. Wachane na mimi. Mshuto silent fart. Anyway, very, very quickly. So Kagwiria inspired you, Kagwiria inspired me, she inspired Kimani Kamau, she's inspired many other people, and she's just an inspiration. I met Kagwiria on Facebook. She was posting something on the bikers group about how she was taking some time off. She said if we need to get through to her, Brian Mafuda, Dr. Mafuda can support her or support people to get through to her somehow, and I linked up with him, gave him a book, told him fikishia Kagwiria. Simjui ni nani, but mfikishia. And then somehow, that's how we became friends on Facebook, and now we are in Turkana.
Ideally, like, that's how you also met you.
By the way, like play. We did Turkana. So, broken souls.
Yes.
Tell us about broken souls. How did you meet broken souls? How do you know broken souls? Are you a broken soul?
Well, according to your definition, I would say I have very many parts of my soul which is broken. Actually, a lot of my friends believe I have no soul at all. Even my own daughter is like, Mom, uko na roho kweli.
At least niko na.
Si kutaka kwangu. I've been hardened by life, but as to how I met you, it was through Kagwiria. And when she posted that book and I was like, stalker mode. I want to know who this guy is.
You're gonna stalk.
Aki anani, guys, don't read a book if you don't know the guy, unless they are really dead a long time ago and you can do nothing about it. But but when they are living alive, and this goes to all others in Kenya, please allow us to meet you. Your marketing will be even much better because we get to understand the face behind the words, and that's what I needed. So went through your profile, and then you're like, shock on me, I'm coming to Nyeri. I was like, oh my God, guys.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, when you walked into the library, I was like, wow. Girls, sitasema beyond that. Sitasema.
Acha ni toa
akaribu kufanya ile kitu unajua. Anyway, so as I will start with the end. Yesterday, and we went to the women's prison, and you guys didn't see my reaction, lakini I was sitting at that chair. I was almost ungeniongelesha sasa yesiwa ni machozi tu. Oh my goodness. Wow. Anyway, I was finally, the picture really hit me that I'm sitting on this side of the table, and I once sat on the other side of the table. I was that person in the zebra. And I'm not saying that jokingly. I did my time. 14 days, not a whole year. But it was no option of a fine. Simply because niliandikiwa drunk and disorderly, and the judge alikuwa ametry kunikatia, nikasema zi. So he decided to give me the best revenge ever. I swear my history with men is very colorful. So I ended up in a maximum prison in Kengongo, I don't recommend that for anyone. It was drama from the word go, because I could speak in English. And yesterday I was looking at those women and I'm like, if I could say to them, guys, you can rise above where you are now. Look at me now. It's not see pride. I think life has a reason for everything. And yesterday was reminding me, I got my wings. I chose to be good. You know, prison gives you the chance to be bad or good. So it takes courage to be able to choose right when you could go wrong. And I chose right. I saw the tears in my parents' faces, and my son was quite small. And I was like, this is not something I ever want to do again. I'm sorry, counting sticks on the walls is not, and sleeping with. If you ever watched Orange is the New Black, they had a point. So,
wow.
So that was Kingongo. Have I seen things before? Yes. Life has been hard for me. Before I was ever married, I lived by myself for quite some time. And I can tell you depression is real. I did not even know I was getting depressed. I didn't, for sure. Except it hit me one day. I couldn't pay my rent. I couldn't feed my child. I couldn't go back home because I was like, madhi uliniambia nijitafutie. So, unajua ile pride unaendanga nayo. I couldn't. I was stuck in a bottomless pit that I couldn't move out of. And it's that day I decided to die.
What? Okay.
Yes. I don't know if you've ever decided to die.
Twice.
I wanted it to go away. I wanted to end it. And actually, we took the steps. I was supposed to play football that evening, but my friend looked at me akaniambia, si tuende kwanza, guys, nishangia kitambo, but allow me to say it as it was. Alisema si tuende cham kwa madam flani. Walai, you couldn't pass 10. Nilikunywa ya 100. And then I came back and sat like this. The sun was so hot. It started boiling from within. I think it is alcohol poisoning, I'm not sure. And then for the first and last time in my life, nikatupa mbao ile ya serious ya kuscream mbele ya wase town, ile unaenda ukiokota vitu ukitupa. And then all my friends were shocked. Kai Emily, is that Emily? The Emily we know. You know the way women talk. Because those are the stories I was getting later. Kai, nikaragorokire. You know. Nilienda field. Okay, the story that is that I called. I called for my friend. And for some reason, the entire town looked for my friend. She's called Susan. Akakuja mbio. Me, I don't know what happened. But I think when she touched me, I died. Briefly for 2 days. God akadai. Oh yeah. Not the time, yani, unaona. Lakini it also gave me life. I think it repaired me somehow. Depression is real and it can kill you if you're not careful. We like to pretend that it's non-existent, and those moments have come, but I am stronger for having been broken. Because now it's like I handled it that time. I had someone who pulled me out of the pit, literally made me move house, made me go and live next to her, and took care of that mind until it came back to life. So it wasn't easy. I was selling second-hand clothes, and then it became a bit harder. I know most people celebrate marriage. Mine was a little bit hard. Not because he's a bad man. I will not say that on camera, but we were not meant to be. Yes, he hadn't found his person. I hadn't found mine. It was a bounce-back relationship, but tusijitese 17 years, Buddha. You regret. It took me back into depression. This was so extreme. I wanted to kill him.
Wow, first time to kill yourself, next time to kill him. Anyway. Wow.
Yes, and a lot of the problems were alcohol related. You really don't want to be in such kind of a relationship, guys. Anyway, so I have fought. I have fought for my life. I could say a lot of things, but I won't say them, not now, but it has helped me to grow up. I was so timid after he left. Most people won't believe what I'm about to say, but how I speak in public, you couldn't get me out of my cocoon. That's why when I say books heal, they do. The moment I started speaking to children, because I think I started serious storytelling there, it was a dance of the spirit. It was, I need to get out of whatever cloud, whatever this is. I need, in fact, there's a book I read, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. The worm turns into a butterfly. It turns into a butterfly. Okay, I know most people look at a worm, ew, ick, ugly thing, and then it blossoms into something else. But it has to go through a process. So that process is what most of us avoid. Life will happen. And I tell girls, even as I speak to them, you can't stop life from happening. We just don't know how it will happen. Okay? But you can get out of whatever it is. Because even if I go back, my history is not as colorful. There have been incidences that if I talk about, we would start to cry, and we do not want to do that. So you have to find your wings and fly by all means, because you are meant to change the world somehow. You just don't know how.